Yes, welcome back to Man Unveiled, and we want to really apologize for that technical hitch, but we are back. We know these airwaves sometimes and links can be problematic, but we are back by the grace of God, and thank you for your support. I know you are waiting for us, and we pick up from where we left. You're saying on Man Unveiled, we cannot back up because we know that this is a cause that is helping many families and many men to get out of that place of self-pity, that place of abandonment, taking them back to their original place in God. We say that men are men of means as they were created by God, and by that every man must be a pillar of his family. That is what the enemy wants to mess. As I said, we are joined by Pastor Sari and Pastor Carol. And we had picked up our conversation looking at what is it that men are not doing just to ensure that these women are comfortable. When I talk about women, we are talking about our sisters, our daughters. Because a man is a protector. A man is a shield. A man is a leader. And you know, someone said that if you think you are a leader, you look at those who are following you. And there is no one following. You are merely taking a walk. So, Pastor Carol, there's something you are saying. Where were we?
I was introducing myself.
Continue with the introduction.
All right. Thank you so much, Apostle Joe, and our viewers for having us once again today. We are here, and we are looking forward to a good time together. Keep communicating to us, and thank you so much for the feedback. We believe that we are going to be a blessing to you. Yeah.
Wow, thank you. I want you to shout out to your boys. You know your mama boys.
Yes.
Please shout out to your boys and the apostle himself.
Yes. Apostle Fred Munyawi is my husband of 20 years. I want to say hello. I know you're watching. And also my boys. I am a mother of 3 boys. So my boys, I know they're also watching. I want to shout out to them. And my mom. Last time my mom was watching, and she told me that I forgot to say hello.
Okay.
Yeah, so she might be watching now because she told me she will be watching. So
maybe you can call her by the name she's known in the village.
Yeah, Pastor Jane Jiro in Muranga, Karave, RGC. Wow. I know you're watching. I know you told me you'll try your best to make sure that you still watch today. Wow. I love you so much, Mama. Thank you for watching and for encouraging us today.
Wow. And thank you, Mama, for raising such a wonderful, empowered lady. And she's right here representing the kingdom of God and the entire Muranga County. Muranga County, here we are. Pastor Saliu, I would want you also to reintroduce yourself because there are some people who are joining us.
Okay.
And they had not heard of this Pastor Saliu.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, my name is Pastor Saliu Githinji. I'm married to Bishop Joseph Githinji. I'm a pastor at Hillside Church. We are in Ruaka. I'm also a mother of 2 boys, Stephen and Samuel, and a mentor to so many people.
Wow.
So, and I'm glad to be here today. Wow. That we found favor and grace again in your eyes and in the eyes of our viewers. Amen. So we join up to come and edify and build up.
Wow, thank
Amen.
Thank you, our guest. And I also want to take this opportunity to appreciate my wife, Linus Joe, and our children, Victor, Sophie, and Sonia, for the support. Even as I appreciate Apostle David Juma and Pastor Sunta for just allowing us have this space. These are great space.
Yes.
In fact, we don't have such a show in any other media. This is the first show for men.
Wow.
And that is where we are building families.
Wow.
And out of this show, so many families, so many men are built.
Amen.
They are restored.
Amen.
And I know there's a lot of restoration happening because when you lose a man, you lose everything.
True.
Yeah, so last time, as I had said, we looked at, we introduced who a woman is. And we were able to demystify some facts. And we say that, yes, a woman is complicated. And it's a good point of understanding a woman. you know, and this is a battle that we keep fighting. He says that, I think you said, Pastor Carol said that a woman is like a book that you need to keep reading every day.
Yes.
And the funny thing, they say that you never graduate from the school of understanding a woman. You never graduate. We have never had any graduate. Because it's a continuous process.
Yes.
Maybe you can start from Pastor Sari.
Yes.
Today I want us to look at the issues of an empowered woman. Because one of the difficult thing we have now is dealing with an empowered woman. No one is struggling with a woman who is not empowered. No one is struggling with that. But men are struggling with dealing with an empowered woman. And they are saying, this woman was so good until she got money. She was very humble until money started coming. What is the problem of women and money, Pastor Sari?
Oh, Apostle Joe, there's no problem. Absolutely no problem.
All right.
I think the problem is right into our cultural and societal norms.
Yes.
How we grew up, especially our generation. Let's leave the Gen Z and the Alphas out of this. Our generation was raised to know that a woman is supposed to be just within the kitchen. Her work was cooking, laundry, childbirth, child rearing, and our mothers modeled that. We didn't see our mothers doing much. If they did anything extra, those of us who came from the village, is that they were working in the farms.
That's true.
And so things have evolved. And we see in our days that the woman has become so empowered, especially with the girl-child empowerment. And I think this is where the problem has been.
Yes.
It's not the problem of women with money, it's the problem of lack of balance, that the women were empowered and we left the boy child behind. So there's some kind of mentality and perceptions that the man has concerning a woman. And those perceptions have made sometimes subconsciously, the man thinks this woman has become something else since she got money. But if you would go back to empower both the boy child and the girl child and teach the boy child to handle a woman who is empowered, because that is where we are right now. We are not going to reverse back to the days when our mothers were just within the household, you know, chores only. We are going forward. We are advancing. We are progressing. Technology is making things even, I don't know whether it's better or it's worse. So we have to teach the boy child to think differently concerning the woman, so that they don't have the fears they had. They don't have the insecurities they had. That makes the man feel, if my wife gets money or if she has money, she has started to behave differently, because some of those fears are even your own fears. They're not there. You're just thinking in your head, if she gets money,
the creation of the mind.
If she gets money, she's going to be non-submissive. If she gets money, she's going to be independent. And yet we still forget Genesis chapter number 1. The Bible says, and God blessed them. Male and female, he blessed them. God did not give man 3/4 blessing and the wife a quarter blessing. It was equal measure. God blessed Adam, God blessed Eve, God blessed male and female with equal measure. And no matter how much we will define blessing, if it comes to financial blessing, it means that even a woman can be financially empowered. And that should not create any threat in a man.
Wow.
Yes.
I think that's powerful. That's powerful, and that observation, I think, is liberating.
Yes.
Because sometimes we think a woman should be seated somewhere waiting for the man, and waiting for the handouts, and just waiting for this man to tell her, do this or do that. But from Genesis, a woman is blessed. Blessed. And that's something that we men should get it right. That everyone is blessed. Maybe what culture, as you have said, has contributed to the way we view things. Our perspectives have been shaped largely by culture. We found our mothers not doing anything. They were full-time moms, as it were. But today, these girls have gone to school. Oh, I tell people, if we were to go back to school with my wife, she would beat me in class because she's very intelligent. It's good to give, you know, kila mtu anajijua. It's only that we lie to our kids that we used to become number one. which is maybe a lie.
Yeah.
You know, because one day your kid will ask you, if you used to be number one, why is it that Baba so and so? What happened? Pastor Carol, we are in this space now, a space of an empowered woman. And somehow, as Pastor Sari has said, a woman feels threatened. A woman feels like the woman is taking her space. We are in changing times. Laws have changed. How do we still secure the place of a man as the leader? At home. All right? Where this woman is earning more, okay? Doing more than the man. In fact, you know, there are spaces where the man possibly is jobless. And the woman is doing everything in house. How do we still maintain that headship as a man? And a man, should a man feel threatened by that?
A man should not feel threatened. However, there are threats. Because as Pastor Sally has said, when she talked about how women were empowered and the boy child was left behind. And now the point that she has brought out is a very key point, because now as a woman, I'm able to learn, and I believe that every other woman out there is learning, that actually it's not that these men have an issue with you, because of that culture issue, you'll find that the woman, when they start getting money, it's like they also start preparing themselves to fight, because they know there will be issues. They have seen it happen before. So they get money, they get empowered in whichever way, either academically or whatever, but they now start preparing themselves to fight, because they have been told if you become stronger, you will have an issue with your man or men around you. So that understanding is very important, because now as a woman, I will know that this man, if I start seeing some signs of insecurity or feeling kind of threatened, I am the one who should help him not to feel threatened. I am supposed to understand where he's coming from and why he might be feeling the way he's feeling or behaving the way he's behaving. And now I start, I make it easy for him. In the issue of communication is very key, because you want to understand. You know, sometimes a man can behave in a particular manner, and there will be no need of you fighting back. What would be best is wanting to know what he's feeling and what he's thinking, so that you can explain to the person why you are doing this, and he can be able to, have a conversation. Have a conversation that will lead to an understanding. Because if you remain, with your boundaries and you're armed and you're ready to fight, this man will still, he's a man. A man is a man. Yes. A man is a man. And as we have said, we know, yes, a man can really mess you up. Yes. If he feels threatened. Men don't like threats. They love being in control and in charge. So if they feel threatened, something will happen. Somebody said that men used to live with animals before.
That is true.
So that is their nature. Naturally, they have that thing in them. So if you give them a room to feel threatened, they will fight back. It's like locking in a cat in the house and you want to fight that cat.
Yes.
Eventually you realize he comes from which family.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I would agree, because we were comfortably in the garden with animals. In fact, we never complained a single day. Adam never even suggested to God that he needed anyone else. It is God who saw that this man needed a helper. That is why men are not relational. But you know, women are relational because they woke up in a relationship. They don't know any other lifestyle. All they know from the onset is that and Pastor Sally said something interesting last time. That women fight for their marriages because that was the first gift they received from God.
Exactly.
That the first gift a woman received was marriage. She woke up in marriage. She never dated. She never went for counseling.
No courtship.
No courtship. So, Pastor Sari, maybe you can also help us.
Yes.
How can you help a man? There's a lady watching us tonight, and she's wondering, I have a good man, but because of where he is currently, possibly he's not, since he have never recovered from COVID and all that, and now because I'm the one running the show at home, how do I make my man feel secure? I've tried to bring my salary to him. Still, he's still fighting something that is not there. How can you help a man who possibly is feeling insecure, or possibly to avoid that insecurity as an empowered woman?
I think every man should know within themselves. When you look at your wife and how she's handling the finances, you've talked about a woman who is handling finance and even bringing the money to you and telling you manage. And let me tell you something, Apostle. A majority of the women from the beginning, sometimes of marriage, when the marriage is young, those who are salaried or they have a business, they are getting some money, will come and bring the money to the husband so that he can manage, because we understand the dynamics of marriage, and this from a Christian perspective. We understand the dynamics of marriage and how God has given the man the position of headship. But sometimes it changes when you realize that this man is not even appreciating the effort you're making, and also is trying to bring out a picture as if you're not becoming submissive, which I said is a picture that is coming from the man because of insecurities. If a man has not been able to achieve his own personal goals, because everyone growing up, they had some goals, like maybe by now I should be having this, by now I should have built a home, by now I should maybe have bought a car, by now what people may call success, yeah? And he has not been able to achieve those goals, and he sees the woman rising, so to speak, in her finances, he's bound to feel insecure. But then you have to ask yourself, Jita Kamkutano, why are you feeling insecure when this woman is actually, trying all that she can to make the family work and to make the family be in one place? And if it is an insecurity that is stemming from your own personal issues, deal with it. And as Pastor Kara has said, bring the matter on the table and discuss it if it needs discussion, because communication is key. Yeah. Because if you're becoming insecure and then you are, saying words or accusing me of things that I'm not, or things that I've done, or even things that I've not imagined, then you're going to bring a strain in the relationship. But then again, I want to know this, Apostle. The dynamics of family are quite interesting. If a man has been earning all the years, and maybe like COVID set in, and things happened, and they're not earning anymore, and then the woman maybe ameenda huko amejituma, and she's having more money than the man at that moment, the question begs, when the man had money, how was he treating the woman? Okay. We have to go there. When that man had money, how was he treating the woman? Was he arrogant? Was he spending his money carelessly? Was he bringing the woman into decision making as far as finances is concerned? Was he spending his money with other women? Those are the questions. So that when the woman also becomes empowered, she feels like you didn't bring me well, but when it came to finances, it was your money. You didn't allow me. I would bring suggestions you didn't want. So when I have my own money, keep off.
Wow. And I think that's where many couples are.
Yes.
Because I remember someone was saying that a good marriage, and especially when you build it when you're young, is a good retirement package. If you treat your spouse well when you are down there, she will treat you well when you're up there.
True.
And that's exactly what you're saying. We have a challenge of men feeling like when this woman was not so much empowered, or when he had money, this is the way things used to work. But again, you have posted a very, very valid question. How? What time were you coming home when you had money? Because right now, I even find you home.
Yes.
You know, where there's no money, there is no voice.
Yes, true.
Every man is humble. Every man is humble as long as he has no money.
Yes.
But when money comes, the Lion of Judah
is roaring.
Is roaring. So, Pastor Carol, maybe you can also help us, because before we go for a break, maybe to understand, because now dealing now with this empowered woman, there are men who are convinced that women change, their wife changed.
Yes.
And someone will tell you, my wife changed. She has not been like this. Are there is there something like an ambition in a woman that is always suppressed when in a certain place, and when she gets empowered, she says, it's my time? Is there that suppression that comes when possibly you are not empowered? You can't plan for your husband's money.
Yes.
And there are things you want to do. So when you get your money, you want to do your own things. Is it possible to do your own things and pursue your own interest and even forget about this man, and you're still in the same house?
Yes and no. But I know we have seen many women who just ran and forgot about the man, in terms of they realize I have an opportunity to continue with my education. I have an opportunity to begin that business that I've always wanted to do. And sometimes they feel like it's an opportunity. But as Pastor Sally has said, it depends with how you began. And if you began well, it will not go that direction. But if there was an issue in the beginning, say for example, you got this girl out of school.
Yeah.
Maybe she was in campus. You even impregnated her, and decided to marry her. Or you told her you would marry her and she would continue with her academics. And you see she had this, ambition. She really wanted to pursue a particular career and likes. Then here she is, a mother of 1, 2, maybe 3, 4. And since the time she left school, she did not even go for her papers. So the moment she gets empowered and she's able to pursue what she wanted to pursue, she will go for it.
Wow.
She'll go for it. So I think it depends with how you began and the relationship, how I know there are women who went through such, but they just choose not to go that direction.
Yeah.
But I know many of them who, some of them, they don't even know that that's what they're doing. They just realize I have an opportunity to do what I wanted to do. Some people, when they get money, they want to change everything in the house. And for a whole year, when, say for example, maybe it's a job, they got a good paying job, they want to change everything in the house. So they will never have any extra coin, because this month's salary, we buy new seats. The next month's salary, we do ABCD. So the man might start feeling a bit like, this is not my home.
Oh, yeah.
So it depends with how you began.
Wow. I want to agree, because sometimes there are times a man comes and finds a new seat.
Yeah.
And he will feel, he would want, I don't know whether it is the way we are wired. And you feel that you want to remain with that old seat, like a souvenir in the house. You are celebrating it, that this seat, I bought it with my first salary. But you see, the one who receives visitors is the wife. And sometimes she feels embarrassed when these visitors comes and they can't even sit properly, because that seat can collapse any time. But the man is there saying, you see this seat? I am always, it reminds me. So, in fact, I have an issue sometimes with my wife, when I find her possibly having thrown away some of the things I value. And she's telling me, these things are occupying space here. But I feel, no, those are my things. Can you leave my things alone? So like you're saying, and we'll be coming back to that, we are saying that sometimes it's good also to give each other space.
Yes.
And I know men, we've been accused of giving false promises. I'll take you back. I'm thinking about you going back to school. And the woman is saying that you said that last year, I promise I'll take you'll do driving. Yes, just give me few months. And those months becomes years. And I want to say we are as guilty as charged.
And sometimes you are able to do so.
Yes.
Sometimes if that promise is delayed by maybe lack of finances or ability to do that, it's understandable. But now you are able to do that. Why not doing it? Why not taking me to driving school and you promise?
Priorities.
You are able to do that.
Yeah, priorities is the thing.
I'm thinking about school fees. Now you want to start competing with the kids going to school.
One day somebody asked me that issue of priority. How do you know what is a priority? Because to me this is a priority, to you this is a priority.
Yes.
Now that brings us back to that part of communication and agreeing on some things.
But then again, when you talk about priority, your wife should be your priority.
I mean,
yes, because before the kids, she was.
Wow.
She's actually the reason why you're called father.
Yeah.
My
The
goodness.
first time, the second time is okay, I can understand, but why forever?
Who sent these people here? Now, Pastor Assumpta was saying that last time they really sat on me, but it's okay. It's okay. I want to acknowledge Royce Rugoro. Thank you, amazing. Stephen Boro, don't ever say you promise something, just do it. This is that we are tired of these promises. Just do whatever you are able to do. Mase Kamau, thank you. And Apostle himself, Loyford Morioke. Apostle Roy, thank you, sir, my senior, for watching.
He's a great friend of ours. Both of us
Wow,
mutual friends.
great.
Yes.
He's a good friend.
Yes.
He's a good man. Boro Stephen, thank you, Royce. And all of our, Nyamoita Janet, thank you. Apostle is here. Apostle Munyao, Fred Munyao. Pastor Carol gave me her ATM when she was working, and I wasn't.
That's true.
These are not armchair generals. These are people who have walked the talk, and we really appreciate the fact that we have testament.
Yes.
Apostle Fred, I need you here because very soon you'll organize, because you need to come and share that testimony. Very few people were able to do that. Nesh, nimefika baba, inaitwa. Oh, thank you, sir. Welcome, and I'll be sampling more of these messages, and I want to appreciate all of you who are watching us and writing to us. Thank you, and we want to break for a short break, then we'll be coming back, and I can promise you it will be better and sweeter. Say this thing to someone. Let them know that something great is happening tonight here on Elevate TV.
Okay.
Wow.
Elevate your brand with Elevate TV, a premier media station in the country. We specialize in video production, live coverage, advertising and social media marketing. We do quality production for YouTube videos, podcasts and live events. Transform your vision into reality with creativity and precision. Call us today and elevate your story on 0705 872 237. Before the world wakes up, the noise and the distractions, there is a moment, a sacred hour where heaven meets earth.
I demand in the heavens, I demand on the earth, as the Lord desires. Right now, there will be an acceleration.
A time to seek His presence, to be refreshed, renewed and restored.
We refuse to be hosts of unclean spirits.
Join us at Morning Glory, a power-packed hour of prayer, worship and the word.
Receive the power of the Holy Spirit now.
One encounter that can change your life.
Your experience will change.
Rise and shine with us at Morning Glory. Start your day in His presence and watch the rest of it fall into place.
Yes, welcome back to Man Unveiled. We are here with our guest, Pastor Saliu Githinji and Pastor Carol Munyao, and they are doing justice to this topic. They are helping us understand these species of men called men, these species of humankind, human beings called men. And it's good to be helped to understand someone, because many times people would say, as a counselor I can tell you, there are women who come for counseling and they say, I don't understand my husband. The wife, the husband will come and say, I no longer understand my wife. So there is a lot of misunderstanding. And there are areas of misunderstanding. And some of those areas is the areas we have just handled. finances, where he says that my wife used to be very good until money happened. Someone will say my husband used to be a very good man until he got that job. When that job happened, women came to his life. Now, how do you now help us? Because we need to be helped. We called you here to help us as men, me included. Sometimes, Pastor Sari, sometimes, I am a minister, and I know there are ministers watching us. In fact, a lot of them, even from Ruaka, from Ruai, and all over the place. Some of them outside the country. Sometimes you can be helping me do the wrong thing. Because sometimes we act under pressure. I lost my job, but again you are pushing me, do something. I will take a loan for you. Try business. But again, I'm not called to do business. Possibly I'm a minister. And you know, I used to help a certain pastor in a certain business. That pastor is an apostle right now, called Apostle James in Nakuru. And Apostle James, the wife is called Kezia. I am sure possibly they are watching us. Pale Mashini, Nakuru, Pale Pipeline. And Pastor Kezia used to go buy stock and bring to Pastor Apostle James now. He would give people those goods. Someone will come and tell him, hey, Pastor, mimi si kukura jana. And the pastor will go take unga, a food packet. A mad man passes by and says that, no, have this man eaten? Come. And ampatia mkate. And that is how the shop went down. In fact, the only thing that remained in that shop was salt. You know, if you want to know that your business is going down, the only thing that remains there is salt, because people rarely buy it, salt. So what I'm saying is that, can we also find ourselves men acting under pressure from our women just because you feel that we should be doing something?
Women are dangerous.
Yes.
When it comes to finances.
Yes.
Because of comparison. You know, women want to compare themselves with others, which is not a good thing. It's a negative. Yeah. It's a vice. When I look at Pastor Carol and look at another fellow woman who is my friend, and they are advancing, and their life looks as if it is all put together, and my life looks as if it's having a full stop. It's not going the way I want.
Stalled.
It's stalled. Many women give their husbands pressure. And what to believe in this show, we are going to help women.
Yes.
Because we are all having different races and different seasons. We were not all born on Monday, 1977,
yes.
January 31st. No, we were born different times.
Yeah.
And God's blessings for us are different and seasons are different. If I see like our life is not moving smoothly, like I would love to, giving my husband pressure is not wisdom. It is foolishness. Because if I give him pressure, he might go to do jobs that maybe he will fail in it because he's working under pressure, or he might even go to do things that are illegal so that the house is at peace. Or he might decide even not to come home early because he's imagining he's coming home early and there's this wife waiting to bombard him with words and with why are we why are we not like so and so? Why is it that you're not thinking outside the box? Why is Mzee so and so doing better than us? That is not wisdom at all. We should be able to understand that we are all in different programs as far as God has planned for us. And so I should not give my husband pressure for anything. When we said we become vulnerable a little bit, when we were chased out of Rift Valley because of the post-election violence, we came to our village standing with nothing.
My goodness.
Not even a spoon, not even a nothing. I carried nothing. The only thing I had, I've given this story in many platforms, is that I had my Samuel, who is 18, was 1 year and 3 months. I had wrapped him with a blanket. My only possession was that blanket. Nothing else. And we were hosted by our mother-in-law for 5-6 months with nothing. It later on is when my husband asked me a question. Why? Because we come from the same village.
Okay.
Very near, walking distance.
Wow. Bishop was very strategic.
Yes, actually, when you're in my house, you see our house, you see their house.
All right.
6 months later is when he asked me, why didn't you think of even going back to your parents? And we were in dire need of finances and everything. But I never thought about that. Because I know that there are things that are not permanent. Do you know that money is not permanent? I wish people would know that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much you'd be earning right now, even if we are talking about women being empowered financially. You might feel as if you're that bad who has come out of jail and now you have finances to rule and to be free. But that money might not be permanent.
Wow.
As much as we want to walk by faith and believe that money is going to be permanent, the Bible that says it has wings.
Yeah, that's
it
true.
can fly. So we should not be in a place whereby we are putting pressure on anyone to give us what they cannot be able to give us, or push them, like you're saying, that you push someone, maybe he's a minister. Of course, it's good also for ministers to think about a side hustle. It's not a sin. I do not believe, Apostle Joe, it's a sin, because I've seen many pastors' wives suffer in the name of the man saying, I have a calling.
Full-time.
Full-time. But then you have to look at certain aspects of the full-time ministry. If you're in full-time and the only thing you do is stay in the house and watch movies, that is not full-time.
Wow.
I think full-time is about becoming busy, ministering to the body of Christ. If you have more free hours, that you're doing nothing with those hours, I think it's time you think about a side hustle. And I don't think God can kill you because of that. I don't think God can kill you because of that.
Unless he instructs you to do that.
And because sometimes instructions are clear. Don't go to business. Concentrate maybe in prayer, fasting, seeking my face. That, you know, but if the instructions are not clear, I think if you do a side hustle, you're going to support your family well, so that your children also don't even hate your God and don't even hate the ministry.
You don't expose them.
Yeah, you don't expose them, because if your children are lacking school fees, they're lacking food, they're lacking shelter, they're just the basic needs. Because our daddy is in ministry, they're not going to understand what kind of a ministry is this. So I would say, it is good for us women not to put pressure. If you, like you said last time, some women even go to the extent of taking loans to help of their husbands to start something. A matter is established by 2 or 3 witnesses, or 2 or 3 times. But it's also good to try. There's some people who never try anything. It's better we tried and failed than we never tried. So if you tried the first time and the business didn't work, tried the second time, go back to the drawing board. Ask yourself, what is this?
Strategize.
And if you are pushing the man to do the business, you're the one tell, I'm going to get 100,000 loan so that you get to know what you're gonna do with it. I just don't want to see you around the house. That pressure will not make him productive, because men also want a space where they can think, logically. You know, men think logically when women think emotionally. We are so fast. When a man is thinking, okay, you want me to start the business, I'm thinking about maybe if I'm supplying something, is the demand there?
Wow.
I will get in that. You're telling me to start selling potatoes. I'm thinking, where do I get these potatoes at a cheaper price? But the woman wants, get this 100,000, start a business tomorrow with no logistics.
Wow.
And it's also good, Apostle Joe, to ask yourself, why are you taking this loan for this man? Is it out of love or selfishness? Because some people, they do it out of selfishness. I don't want you to stay at home because I'm not going to provide for this family alone. That's why some of them, they will go an extra mile.
Keep pushing
to
him
try and help.
Go out there like other men. I'll get you some 100K.
But if it's out of love, then you'll not mind even trying once, trying again, and another time. And then the other thing, if this man lost their job or a business, because there's sometimes you'll find the reason why you're going down financially is because maybe the man lost the job, they were fired, or maybe they lost the business. If that is the reason, then give that man some time to heal, because they're going through some loss.
That's true. That I agree.
They actually, what you want them to do, they can even do it very well. The reason why they are failing is because they're still dealing with the loss.
Because of where they are. Yes. And we mourn. In fact, we...
So if you can,
we don't know how to deal with loss. A man doesn't know how to deal with loss.
You're right.
We don't know how to deal with the disappointment.
Yes.
So be his peace.
You know, I'm looking at those are following us online, and they are echoing some of the words you're saying. Hair and Destiny of Melania Twins outfits. She does branding, and she's saying that men think logically, women emotionally. Na anasema hiyo ni boga point. Yeah, that has been captured, and says that there's someone celebrating Pastor Carol here, and men need encouragement too. That's very true from Lois. And Faith is saying, what is your intention? Is it out of love or selfishness? So we have people who are really capturing these points. But again, I want to know, maybe from Pastor Carol and Sari, there are men who are not, there are men who will never take any initiative. There are men who are risk averse. Whereas there are women are risk takers. Now, if you find yourself in such a space, you as a woman are a risk taker. Your man is risk averse. In fact, he lost his job because he believed in employment. He believed in a salary that comes every end of month. He doesn't believe in trying new things. Now, how do you stay with this man? Because there are some people who, in fact, say, if I don't push this man, we'll never have anything. All right? You see this potential in this man. But again, this man is risk averse. He doesn't believe in himself. He has a lot of potential, but again, he believes in just playing it safe. You can even give him $1 million and he will deposit it in the bank. In the fear of that, he will lose it in business. Okay? I want us to look at those different men. Then, before the end of the show, you also look at a man who is a risk taker, and you are a risk averse as a woman, and you feel like this man keep risking our money. He lost the first time, he lost the second time. So I want you to possibly address that issue, and maybe you can start with Pastor Carol, because that's where we left. Look at this man, who is just a lean back man. Anatakanga, I'm looking for a job. For the last 3 years, this man has been looking for a job. Since he lost that job, he has been looking. In fact, his new job is looking for a job. You get? And you are the woman here, you are providing.
Yes.
All right? You push him to try a business, and in fact, he has 200K. Still thinking of what to do with the money. Yeah. How do you help such?
It's quite frustrating to the woman, especially when you're out there, and this man has a way of working it out. Because if he has money and he doesn't want to risk, then it is very frustrating. If he doesn't have money, then you can understand. But I think, as we said last time, we are of different temperaments.
How do you help such a man? There's a woman seated there. There's a woman seated there, and in fact, what you are describing is her husband. He is there. He doesn't want to take any initiative. He is very fearful about everything. He doesn't want to try anything new. You try to connect him with another man just to teach him business. And I say, hey, vile nimeona leo.
You try prayer, it's not working.
You see, how
I'm thinking, Apostle Joe.
Yes.
There's some, we looked last week at when we were talking about the complexity of a woman.
Yes.
And we said, if all human beings are complex in one way or another. We also talked about sometimes past experiences. That person, they are growing up. If they ever tried, let's go psychological about
yes,
and then we'll come spiritual. If they ever tried anything in their life, small things, that's when we're raising children, it's very important, the words we utter.
Affirmation.
The affirmation, even if they make mistakes, how do we handle a mistake a child has done while he was trying maybe to crawl, trying to pick up something, or just doing anything? Because if the voice of the significant other was raising this boy, was not used to affirming, but it was criticizing. Many of the times he had criticism. The little he tried was criticized. There could be some inner issues that person is handling. So first of all, I'm thinking from a psychological point of view, it's important that we try all means.
Wow.
Can we try to take this person to a therapist to get to know where was he stuck? Because for because men, basically, men are aggressive.
Yeah.
Men want independence, especially when it comes to finances. Men also love status, and finances give men status. So when you see such kind of a man who is leaned back, that they cannot take any risks, when it comes to financial, you know, investments or anything, it could be maybe he was stuck somewhere. If we do not go back to the root cause of the childhood, maybe trauma or experiences, and try to get him out of it, you will be losing every time you push him to do something. And sometimes he might not even be knowing what is his problem. So even when you sit him down and ask him, what is your problem? He doesn't know what is his problem, but he just cannot go out there to risk, do some business. So it is good we go back there. Secondly, we also we have a generation right now, not our generation, of men who are very lazy. They have been used to handouts.
They are saying they are able differently.
Yeah, they are able. They able differently. Yeah,
they know how to eat.
Yes,
but not to work.
Not to work. You see, that's a group you should be cautious of.
Yes.
And you can know such a man if you've lived all this from the onset of your marriage. Maybe if it's a marriage, that this man does not ever think of trying something. The only thing they do is to idle around. That's a dangerous man. So stop trying, or quit trying to help him. Because you are going to be...
You'll die in the process.
And actually you're going to be like pushing an elephant, which is going to be too much for you. So just quit. Decide as a woman, if I'm staying in this marriage, this is my firstborn.
Okay.
Yes. Nitalea. Decide. If I'm staying here, huyu nitale because amekataa kufanya kazi, amekataa kukua, he's just lazy. Then another, spiritually, some people are demon possessed.
Okay.
Some people are not alone.
They are not alone.
Wamebebana. Some habits are not normal. So it could be that person maybe needs deliverance. And it's good to take him for deliverance. Yes, that's why he tries something, or he's fearful. You know, fear can turn out to be a demon. But the Bible says the spirit of fear. God has not given us a spirit of fear. So fear can be a spirit.
There are those who are saying that they were fearfully made. So
no.
They have those.
No. So if it's a matter of being demon possessed,
they need deliverance. They need spiritual intervention. Spiritual intervention,
so that whatever force it is that hinders them to go out there and, you know, do something with their hands is dealt with from a spiritual perspective. Yes.
Pastor Carol, address this other man who is all aggressive. This man won't to take any risk. The wife is averse. Must you try? What if we lose that money? You know, we lost the other man. Now again, how as a woman, how can a woman just how can a woman live such kind of a life with such a man, a man who is a risk taker, and sometimes he feels that this man is overboard, he is doing too much, but again, you know, sometimes he loses, sometimes he gets it right. As a woman watching us right now says that my man has risked everything in our lives. We have even risked our home. You know, all our titles are in the bank. We don't even know whether someone will come and take over what we have.
I know there are those men who will risk everything, all the logbooks, all the title deeds, and anything that comes close to them, but you know, they risk them. I know there are people who are like that, but what I say, my husband is a bit of that. He's a risk taker.
How have you dealt with him?
Yes. That's why I'm coming. One, I ask questions, and one of the way of trying to help your wife now when you're a risk taker, and because sometimes I'm like, please wait, hold on, can we first of all, because I want to see this path that you're taking, where is it leading?
I want to be sure.
Yes, I want to understand step by step, and you know, men are not, they don't have those details.
Yes.
And especially risk takers, they see the end result.
Yes.
But what
we do things by faith.
Here
Yes.
It's yes. So one thing is go along with your wife as a man. Make sure that anytime they ask a question, you can answer, listen and answer. You know, they may not really understand everything. They may not really give you a go ahead, and sometimes you have lost. Sometimes you lose, and I know there are times I felt bad, and I wanted to tell him, you see, I told you. Yeah, but by and by, I realized that you know, when I start pointing out those mistakes that I felt maybe he would have checked on this not to risk, then I hold him back. I stop him from being who he is.
Okay.
And that one now, it comes back to you. Because that aggression will be like, the blame will be coming to you. You may not be able to handle that. So when you can communicate and see, when the, you know, keep asking questions, and then as a woman, don't just stay. Try to follow.
Wow.
Because,
get interested.
Yes, because if you just seated and complaining and saying, oh, now we are about to be auctioned, the whole family, I think even our children's, whatever, what are they called? Birth certificates. Collaterals. If you just sit there and start complaining, you will be depressed. Try and follow, be interested. Sometimes see where you can chip in. And sometimes now, as a believer, I learned to believe him that he's a man and he knows what he's doing. That's what I put.
Give
in
him
my
a
mind.
benefit of doubt.
Yes. So what I do is when I see somewhere something is about to fail, or I feel like it might fail at this point, I use what I have, the ability I'm able to employ in that area to make sure that it goes on. As much as probably I was not for the idea in the beginning, when I do bring my input, it might succeed.
You don't want it to fail, even if you never supported it at first. And I think it's a very good observation. I think you are helping someone.
And again, Apostle Joe, I would love to let men know this. As much as women are emotional, we also have a seventh sense. When a man is getting into a business or into a deal that is about to go down, women are sensitive about it. They'll tell you, don't get into that deal, don't get into that scheme. I'm not comfortable with it. But the problem is many men do not listen to their wives. They don't. They think if I've seen, especially the risk takers, they think if I've seen an opportunity, I've got to grab it and maximize it as soon as possible. And they go for it. And when they're good, their wife will keep saying, don't go. I just feel, I don't know what it is. We can't put a finger on it, but we'll tell you,
but
don't do it. But I feel that don't go into it. And now men will say, women with feelings. Women with feelings.
In fact, you will be told, remove your feelings here.
Yes, and you're going to be dismissed just like that. Now what happens is that when the business goes down, or when the investment, whatever it was, goes down, the man will come back with the tongue wagging, you know, outside Mefika Uku. And the wife, no, we have taught women never tell a husband, I told you.
I think that
it rubs them the wrong way.
Please look at this camera and tell them that, because men have suffered. And especially when they fail. After the warnings.
After the warnings, never tell your husband, I told you, I warned you. There's no need of putting guilt on him when he's already guilty. When a man is in the pit, there's no need of pressing him more. Because when you keep telling him, I told him, you're pressing him more. So we've learned as we matured that just let it go. But then, Apostle, this is where I want to bring it. If as a risk taker, you've tried many times, you know, doing this and that and putting money here and running to that, you know, investment and that deal that is newest in town, and then every single time or majority of the times you have failed, it's good to strike a balance in life. I always say that extreme of anything will lead you to danger and destruction. You have to stay at the middle of the road in anything in this life, because if you're always going to do investments blindly and then you're losing, and then you put your family in a place where everything is collateral, the logbooks, the title deeds, and the birth certificates. Everything is collateral. I think that home is not going to be at peace at all, because the wife will be wondering, like, where? And you know, security, the security of a wife is paramount. And one of the ways for them to feel secure is the area of finances. What are you doing with the finances you're having, or with our finances? If you're just getting to risk so that we get more money, then the woman doesn't feel secure anymore.
Wow.
Yes.
Powerful conversation right here on Man Unveiled, and you'll never have this conversation elsewhere, only on Man Unveiled, because we speak it as it is, and we are here speaking to the man and telling him things as they are. And tonight was ladies' edition because we wanted to know, why don't they support us sometimes? And they are telling us they have a seventh sense. I thought there was a sixth, there's now a seventh. And we continue learning because I have been capitalizing on the sixth. Now this seventh I've found out tonight, and I'll continue now trying to understand what comes with the seventh sense. And I want to appreciate you ladies for coming out and sharing your lives and sharing your stories and your views, your perspectives. I must say that you have added a lot of value through your insights, and many people out there are getting helped. I can see Faith, there's another conversation going on online. I don't want to read these comments because there is something very different from what we are discussing here. But I want to appreciate all those who are watching us online. Stanley Gure, Leverett Gure, thank you so much. Stephen Boro, thank you. Mase Kamau, Victor Sige, thank you so much. Stephen Othiambo, God bless you. Royce, and all those who are watching and those who are having and Apostle Fred is also in that conversation. In the middle of that conversation, we must appreciate their support. I want to give our guest an opportunity possibly to say their last word. We shall have them again. We have agreed that we will keep revisiting these topics because we need to hear more of this. Please, Pastor Saliu, you can say your closing remarks and possibly just say one word to a man. That one word, maybe because I know, please give us some 2 minutes. I want Pastor Saliu to tell a man something that you wished every man knew about a woman. Just one. Then you close.
I wished that men knew that women are not as complicated as they think, that we just need to understand them and give them space. Listen to a woman, your woman, whether it's in a home setup, if it's in the place of work, listen to the women. The Bible says, Peter was saying that that we should deal with women according to knowledge because they are weaker they are the weaker sex. But weakness here does not mean intellectually. It doesn't mean financially. We have the ability to become great. We have the ability to soar high. So give us the space and you will see women manifest like never before.
Wow, powerful. That's a powerful punch. And thank you, Pastor Sari. Pastor Carol, I want you to look at that camera and speak to, just say one thing that you wished every man knew about a woman.
I wish that every man knew that even the strongest woman is weak in the hands of a loving man who understands her and who cares about her. They are weak. They're not as strong as you may think. You just need to love them well, the right way, and you'll know that they're not that strong. You'll not need to fear anything.
Wow.
Yes.
So if you are looking for a wife and you think that this woman is so strong, just know that she is weak when she's in the hands of the right man. Wow. I want to appreciate all of you for your support. Thank you for those who are watching us online on YouTube. Until next Wednesday, please keep it elevate. We have other wonderful shows. Keep following. And as always, this is the place where every man is empowered. God bless you. I'm your host, Joe Wisdom, and good night.
Explore a world of knowledge at Elevation Bookshop. Dive into topics like marriage, money, and spiritual growth with our vast reading materials. But that's not all. We are thrilled to introduce new additions like stationeries, notebooks, modeling clay, dictionaries, pencils, kamusi, and more. And calling all students, gear up for success with our back-to-school items, providing you with everything you need to excel in every subject. At Elevation Bookshop, we're here to assist you in finding the perfect resources for your journey. Do you have specific preferences or looking for something special? Visit us at Kenya Cinema Plaza, mezzanine floor, or contact us on 0748 902 225. Elevation Bookshop. Enrich your life.
Sylvia Akoth invites you to the Kairos Experience live recording themed Sold Out on the 10th of May 2025, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. The Kairos Experience will be happening at Life Church Limuru, Destiny Grounds. The live recording experience will be graced by Apostle T. Mwangi and other great ministers, Pastor Josiah, Princess Arit, Andrew Ngelelo, Evelyn Wanjiru, Ali Mukhwana, Dorothy Award, and Joaquin Muni, among others. This is a must attend. Book your spot today through M-Pesa till number 3239630. Purchase a regular ticket at 500 Kenya shillings or a VIP ticket at 3,000 Kenya shillings. For more information, kindly call 0714 450 571. See you at the Kairos Experience.
As a church,